So everybody, it's King here. Hope you guys are having a great day. As you see by the title, I'm going to be talking about an end-lore versus battle between God of War's most powerful gods, within this case being Hades, a god of war, and Thor, obviously a god of war. This video came to my mind from the fact of me seeing it more popular debated a little bit more now, especially within the mix of, more God of War scaling being talked about, new lore coming out. I already saw it debated, especially just as a whole, about, God of War's Greek gods versus the Norse gods. And in today's video, I want to go about not just explaining who's stronger and why, obviously in the title, it's not close, but also wanted to debunk a lot of different claims and bogus arguments that are just out here trying to downplay the Norse pantheon in comparison. Talk about who's stronger of the Greek gods and Norse gods. Talk about the pantheon's bigger things as a whole, as a lot of people think that because the Greek gods are more flashier and in comparison, depending on the case of the verse, even though it's a little bit backwards, because there's more credence in some occasions of the Norse pantheon actually being stronger than the Greek pantheon, that just because of that makes them stronger, which is not the case. And I just want to basically bigger and deeperly talk about the bigger consistency and layers of scaling that makes this and this and this of the games be what it is, and just simply go about explaining in the best way I can why and how something is the way it is, involving the scaling, and as well clear some different bogus talk involving both of them. And I hope you guys will enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, where the case may be. And if you haven't did that for a minute, as being a viewer of my channel, or coming back here and there, I appreciate you regardless of the case. And yeah, enough talk, let's go and get into it. Hades, the god of the underworld, son of Rhea and Kronos, two titanous form of gods, and at the same time being one of the most powerful of the Greek pantheon, being third strongest of the Greek gods, aka of the Olympians, seen as being one of the strongest titanous form of beings in all of the Greek pantheon, god of the underworld, overlooker of the dead, soul keeper, soul taker, reaper, every type of aspect of that. The oldest of the 12 Olympians by the record, older than Poseidon and Zeus, and was able to go ahead and be a big help in the great war of the Titans and the gods, seen in morals, seen in patents, and is seen deliberately in the past when Hades was able to go ahead and match his father when he was younger, and be able to take Atlas's soul and being able to bench others in combat. He was able to go and scale to a Kratos with the bow of Apollo, and a little bit, stalemate in matter of strength and different capabilities to him. This would be making Hades, in comparison with every other case of, scaling feat, that will go ahead and make, young Kratos, aka of God of War 3, who would obviously overscale, God of War 2 and 1 versions of him, would reasonably make this man Hades going from Uni plus to reasonably low multiversal at a pretty decent solid high end, of his character and capabilities. You could possibly try to say complex, but this would only be if you wanted to stretch that with all the souls that he has of the underworld, and stretching what souls he has, and credit if you really think that he really scales to the case of Zeus, as I would say that Hades is stronger than base Poseidon, but it's not stronger than Poseidon with his full max potential of water, and at the same time pretty much Hyperion, god of the sea, and I also don't think Hades, stronger than Hercules and other people. I think Hades is pretty strong, but it's not that strong of the Greek gods when you really make it be in comparison. So you reasonably should be scaling just low multiversal. But Hades, when it comes down to speed, will be obviously, scaling in the matter of speed and perception to Kratos, and everything that he's done in the past would get him from massively faster than light speeds to reasonably infinite credit of speed. But you could also maybe give him mixed bar credibility and being inaccessible, aka he's not bound to time by a concept sense. He's not bound to any constants of time and infinity. So with that being said, that would reasonably get him to inaccessible pretty casually, right? So yeah, when it comes down to hacks, he obviously has the claws of Hades, which allows him to summon all different type of dark spirits, take souls, plague out the entire world with all different form of Shadowverse like capabilities. He obviously is very, clean with the Soul Unchained power scope of it. When he has his helmet, the helmet of Hades, allows him to not just be able to neg different forms of, soul taking and manipulation of this and this and this, what is being said, but it also allows him to go ahead and, splurge on all the power of, the underworld. As when he's in the underworld, he has infinite to immeasurable amounts of power, pretty much meaning that he always is growing stronger as long as he's in his domain, and the more souls he takes, the more powerful he gets. So yeah, pretty much it for Hades, and it's a very, powerful god. But how does he stand to Thor of God of War?
Motherfucker!
Thor from God of War is a character I already talked about beforehand within my Why the Tolerance for Thor is Now Debate video. Shameless plug. Go check it out. Everything that I said in that video still stands. A little bit more insight to the case of Thor, but at the same time a lot more understanding of some different stuff with Tarnish. But my winning factor still corresponds its play when it comes down to this. Thor is obviously way stronger than Tarnish. It was very obvious. But when it comes down to what I'm going to be talking about with Thor, I'm just going to be reviewing over the stuff I already said in that video. Thor will be stronger. This in the matter of strength feats and speed feats in the case of young Kratos, within the matter of post God of War 3, as he was able to beat repressed / nerf Kratos at the start of God of War Ragnarok. Showed himself to be the strong man of the Norse pantheon of God of War, stronger than his little half-brother Heimdall, son of Odin and 9 mothers, stronger than his little brother Balder, who was going bang for bang, hit for hit, bing for bing with Kratos, and would have been able to kill him possibly by different accounts if Atreus' chip mistletoe arrow was not on his chest, as he got accidentally stabbed with that. And we all know that the only weakness to Balder is the case of mistletoe, as he is immune to all threats, physical or magical, in the words of Mimir. He's shown multiple times that he's somebody not to play around with, and no matter what you believe when it comes down to Kratos fighting him at the end of God of Ragnarok, whether him being reasonably trying to go ahead and go all out but not trying to kill him, or holding back to a good extent, he was still going bang for bang with Kratos and pressuring him in some different aspects. And at least for how I see it, the way Kratos is going about shit, he would not necessarily have a problem really putting hurt on Thor and injuring him to all hell, as he showcased multiple times that he's about the energy. So this would easily make someone like Thor, especially scaling over Jormungandr demonstrably and hitting him so hard he's sent him back in time before his own birth, low multi-complex multiversal on multiple forms to mid-complex multiversal. But when it comes down to speed, would easily make him infinite to immeasurable to arguably irrelevant, with scaling over Heimdall and Balder, scaling to Kratos, being ridiculously powerful, having Mjolnir, which allows him multiple hacks to be able to channel his thunder, and at the same time allows him the capability to have the crazy hack of doing something plus 6D, which is hitting somebody back in time before their own birth. It's also the fact that he splintered Yggdrasil, the thing that holds all 9 realms, and with the case of someone like Balder and someone like Kratos, having the capabilities to all scale retroactively to each other, with Balder being able to 3-shot Jormungandr, even though Jormungandr could not see him where he was hitting him, and he was getting hit from the side that he could not tell. He also was trying not to go and hurt Kratos and Atreus and possibly kill them, with them being inside of him, pause, as he was getting hit by Balder. Okay, he was taking great A back shots from Balder and was not trying to kill them while they were inside of him. So with this being said, scaling over both of them, and Balder being able to scale to Kratos and arguably possibly kill him if he did not have the case of the mistletoe of Atreus with him, and at the same time Thor multiple times showcasing the capability to shake all the 9 realms to do something crazy like that, and Kratos and Balder were doing damn near the same thing. So simply put, my man Thor is a big behemoth, the red jelly giant, and multiple times showcases the capabilities, feats, power, experience with killing a bunch of giants to be a man to be reckoned with.
Okay, I hope that clip of one of my Thor clips involving talking about his power scaling and things like that, which is from my video of why Thor versus Virgil, is kind of close. Shameless plug. But if it's an obvious, Thor wipes the floor with Hades. He not only is a higher form of multiversal than him, being more reasonable to be a low complex multiversal person, as he's obviously scaling to Yggdrasil, is able to bang with Kratos, who should scale to it, blah 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 blah. He would be more strongly faster than him. He's multiple times more physically stronger than him, scaling to Kratos, who is able to bench the soul hacks of Hades, unless you perceive his soul hacks to be different than physical, which there's no real proof to say it's not physical, as it seems to be a tug of war with your soul, which we don't know how that would work besides physical. So it's very much surmisable to say that Thor would be able to outdo that. And any other hack of this man, Hades, he would be able to counter. There's nothing in Hades' actual arsenal that could put down Thor. So he would just body. Mjolnir is way more stronger. Thor arguably has better experience of some sorts with banging out with people near his strength and capabilities along that lines. Not with someone like Hades with his hacks or his experiences. Hades obviously is older than Thor, but I don't really feel like that matters. And he is obviously a little bit more faster, as we can get Thor from being inaccessible to reasonably immeasurable. And if you wanted to do the most highest link, you could try to say that this man's I don't know, irrelevant, because of the fact that he scales to Kratos, who is beyond multiple form of concepts and platonic scale, and Yggdrasil is scaling the things without plane of time and existence, and there's no considerable concreteness, and the different scales of what someone like Hades could do to get to that level. He's only scaling to not needing to, be bound to time, while Thor, Kratos, Freya, and a bunch of other people are disregarding all type of concepts of time and space, aka reality. So yeah, I mean, Thor simply slaps. It's not even funny. But to full conclude this video, the whole thing about Greek gods being more powerful than Norse gods, don't get me wrong, a great deal of the Greek gods are more powerful than some of the Norse gods, to an arguable extent. It depends on who we're talking about. But saying because you're from the Greek pantheon, that makes you way more stronger is disingenuous, false, stupid, and just as deliberately ignorant, right? There's multiple things to show that's not the case. And, Thor, I have showed, and has been multiple times shown across the entire Norse saga, is way more stronger than, what you would expect in comparison. And I simply do not think in any case of the way that, the reasons for why people will say it will ever actually be logical, right? They're a very contingent, pantheon, obviously being from God of War. And they both great fights, you know what I'm saying, to this man Kratos, right? They both gave, great deal of feats, scaling, and accomplishments. They're both great pantheons, a great case of, adaptations of their individual mythologies, arguably to an extent, and they're both interesting. But trying to count one out just because something else doesn't really make sense. And this isn't the first fight or possible debate involving who's stronger. So I could possibly make more videos of this. This is kind of my video, basically say shut that shit up. That doesn't make any sense. Hades gets dog walked by Thor and other Norse gods, surprisingly, right? I guess I could say Hades doesn't lose to Heimdall. That's, I guess, the only thing I could really say. But yeah, simple as that. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, Army. Love y'all.